All right, one fact about male seahorses that I think you're going to find pretty interesting. The males carry the babies, get pregnant, give birth. Why? Well, in order to better understand that, we need to go back to the basics. We need to talk about their reproductive systems. Female seahorses lay eggs in a special pouch on the male seahorse, and this pouch is actually where the fertilization takes place. The male then carries the fertilized eggs in this pouch until they hatch, so the male is really like the surrogate in this scenario. He is the one that is carrying the offspring to term, so to speak. And the reason why the female seahorse lays her eggs in the male's pouch is because it is a lot safer in there than outside of his body. And also, the male seahorse can actually fertilize more than one egg at a time. In fact, he can fertilize hundreds of eggs in a single mating. So it makes sense that she would want to deposit her eggs inside of him. It's kind of like a one-stop shop for all of those sperm cells. But why does the male seahorse have this pouch in the first place? It's not just for carrying eggs or for keeping them safe. There are actually some pretty significant advantages for the male seahorse that have evolved over time. First off, having a pouch allows the male seahorse to brood its young, essentially giving them a head start in life. You see, when the eggs are laid in the pouch, they are immediately protected from predators. They also receive constant oxygen and are at a stable temperature. All of these things ensure that the offspring are more likely to survive. Having a pouch also gives the male seahorse more control over the sex ratio of the offspring. That's right. In some species of seahorses, the males can actually determine whether they produce more sons or daughters. How do they do this? Well, it's still not entirely clear, but it has to do with how they sort of regulate the temperature within the pouch. If they want more sons, they keep it warmer. If they want more daughters, they keep it cooler. This ability to control the sex ratio could be an adaptation that ensures the survival of the species. If there are too few males or too few females, it can be detrimental to the population. So by producing the sex that is less common, seahorses can help to maintain a balance in their population. Finally, having a pouch allows for something called external fertilization. You see, many fish release their eggs and sperm into the water in a process called broadcast spawning. This is a common way for fish to reproduce, but it's not very efficient. Most of the eggs are never fertilized, and those that are fertilized are still at the mercy of the elements. Current can easily sweep them away, or a predator can come along and eat them. But with internal or external fertilization, there is a much higher chance that the eggs will be fertilized and that the offspring will survive. So you might be wondering, if the male seahorse gets all of these benefits from carrying the eggs, why don't other fish do the same thing? Well, it's not that simple. You see, carrying eggs is not without its costs. It requires a lot of energy. The male seahorse has to fast while he is brooding the eggs. Can't really move around very well either, because if he moves too much, the eggs could be jostled and maybe even fall out of his pouch. And of course, there is the risk of egg-eating predators. Despite these costs, it seems to be worth it for the seahorse. After all, they wouldn't do it if it wasn't beneficial for them. Now, I haven't talked about this yet, but there are actually some species of seahorses that have elaborate courtship displays. The males will often display their pouches during these rituals, almost like a way of showing off. The females will then inspect these pouches to make sure they are healthy and full of nutritious fluid. Once they are satisfied, they will proceed with the mating. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new. If you did, please follow me for more.